Hello, welcome to this channel. I am Kouki, and for today's video, as you can see in the title, it is again the Interstellar transmission. And so for this particular transmission, we will be talking about certain alien life forms, but we are gonna introduce one of them in this video, and they would be speaking through me as a channel. And so they would be the Pleiadians. And potentially we will have a special guest speaker near the end of this transmission. And this particular being would not be Pleiadian. It's just that this being would love to come through to deliver certain loving messages to humanity and to us. And so now we're gonna start with the Pleiadians. And I'm gonna, as usual, I would connect and stabilize myself with the connection, and so channel in this group of Pleiadian beings. They are very excited. They have quite a playful, loving, and genuine energy. So let me know how you feel about them after you watch what or listen to what they want to express to you. But mind you, I feel like they're gonna be quite playful. Okay, so just to give a little briefing, the Pleiadians, they are from the star system Pleiades, so the seven sisters. If you search on Google, you would find it. All right, so yeah, let's get started. I'm just gonna stabilize myself with the connection, and they would come through. And then near the end of the transmission, we will have a special guest speaker. All right, so hello, people on Earth. How are you doing today? We are so excited to meet you all. Well, it is not our first time talking to you. We have been speaking through many individuals, and we have made friends with some of you already. But we are very happy to meet you, particularly today, because you are a new group of souls that we come across with at this time. And we are just very, very excited to meet you all. And yes, we are very playful in a sense, but we also talk about serious matters. So, we are a group of beings from the star system Pleiades. As you know, it is the Seven Sisters. And you would also heard about it, in mythology, there are the Seven Sisters as relating to the sea, the ocean. And yes, you can search up on Google and you would find more information on it. So there are 3 of us here today speaking through the channel Kouki, and we are expressing our greatest gratitude to the channel for allowing us to speak through her. We would love to introduce ourselves to you for the reason that we are actually from a very similar ancestry. We do look very much more or less like you. We look more human than many other beings that you might already come across. Well, actually, we've already received that. It was only 6. That was from the Galactic Federation. They are not Pleiadians, but we are. And so, we would love to let you know that we are looking more like you, like humanoids. And that is the reason, for this reason of our DNAs sharing very similar affinities, that is why we take on a lot of tasks to assist Earth's evolution, and it is with our greatest pressure. Not pressure, pleasure. And so, the reason is that our DNA shares similar ancestry. As you know, the human DNAs. We do have 2 arms, hands, just as how you look, but we are more in the color of white or blue. Our skins. Yes, our skin. So if you ever see any beings in your dreams, or come through your intuition, or in your mind's eye, seeing these kind of beings, it might be one of us. That was the greeting part. And for this second part of the video, of this transmission, particularly for our Pleiadians, because we know that you have a special guest later in this transmission. Now for this part 2 of our Pleiadian transmission, we'd love to share with you how our planet looks like. Well, currently we are on one of the planets out of the 7 of them, and it is a white planet that has certain cracks on it. But we're not sure if you can see it from Earth. But if you use very high technology, then you might be able to zoom into it. Because yes, we are 440 light years away from Earth. And so it might not be as clear as you can see with your human eyes. But yes, we are speaking from a planet that is white with a little bit of cracks on it if you see it on the whole. Like if you zoom out. On this planet, it is white, but it doesn't mean that we are covered with snow. It is simply the atmospheric appearance, the gas, 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 that seemingly it looks like it is white, but it is not covered with snow. How we live on this planet is mainly that we live underground. But the underground cities, so-called in the human perception, we do have a very well-developed connection network within our communities. Our planet has all the plants necessary for us to live on, to survive on. Oh yes, we are more or less vegetarian in the human perception. We do not harm other beings. So we do not cause pain to each other, and that is why we do eat plants. The cracks that we just mentioned, if you see from the zoom out version of the planet, you would see the cracks are actually green. So you would see the planet is covered with white, like puzzles, but the cracks are actually green. The reason is that these green cracks are the connections between one spot to another spot. They are like our rivers. That is the rivers like on your planet. And for us, that is kind of like our rivers. The green rivers on our planet sustain our lives. They are not really liquids, like how you experience water on Earth. These green cracks are actually different microorganisms putting themselves together and form into such a continuous life form that they run through the entire planet. It is not easy for us to describe to you what it is, because it is not anything that you can find on Earth. Thus, there's no such terminology that we can find affinity with. So the only way that we can do is to describe to you how it looks like. So imagine it is like a group of algae, ALGAE, being grouped together, and they form a network, and they bring the nutrients from Antarctica to the Atlantic Ocean, and from the Atlantic Ocean to the Indian Sea. Does it make more sense now? And yes, because the algae, well, not necessarily algae, but we can only find the most similar thing that we can have on Earth that you can understand. And the algae, they do have their own consciousness as well. And so does the water on your Earth. And so they have their own consciousness and intelligence. For our algae on our planet, they operate in a sustainable way, and we live with this algae. And we are very, very happy to live with them because we co-create and coexist together. So yes, we do not survive with water like how you perceive on your planet, but we have this green kind of a nutrient, sustainable living thing that allows us to live on and reproduce. For this third part of the transmission, again, I am still the Pleiadian. Yes, I am. We would love to share with you how our families are. We don't really have one mate, but we have many mates. This might be what you would call it as polygamy. We have many mates, but we respect each other in a very kind way. We reproduce like how some of your tribal communities operate, where the woman would have multiple men, so to foster a group of children that are being protected by all the men. They do not share partners, but they share the mating experiences. It might be quite a new concept to you, but the most similar way that we can explain to you is like polygamy on your planet. The major difference between polygamy, this perception, this system on your planet versus ours is that we do have one particular partner, but we mate with others so to strengthen the community. We are loyal to one partner only and only, but we mate with others to reproduce in order to strengthen the DNAs. However, there is no conflict between us. It has to be fostered with love, compassion, and kindness, and also inner peace. We are not suggesting to you that you should do it the way that we do. No. But we're just sharing with you how other civilizations could look very differently to yours. This is the major key that we are here to share with you. It is simply that we are all different, and we are all unique, and that's okay. And so here it is. This is us, the Pleiadians, And we are so thrilled to share these moments with you. We are here to wrap up this transmission from Pleiades. Our message to you is that we are your friends, and we are always open to making more beautiful memories with you. In the name of love, peace, and harmony. And so, we are looking forward to meeting some of you someday. Maybe we will see you in the dreams. Oh, maybe we will see you in our spaceship. Because yes, some of our colleagues are currently working on Earth's evolution, and they are around Earth assisting your growth. So you might meet some of them in the next 5 years, Earth time. So until then, we wish you a wonderful, wonderful journey ahead. And stay peaceful, my friends. Stay peaceful. And find your inner peace. And that's where you will find love. Good day. I'm Kouki. They are very playful, and I've said it. I'm sweating. I'm literally sweating. And voice is quite high. So I hope you enjoyed what they expressed. And I need a little bit of moment to drink some water before we continue on the special guest speaker. Whew. Pretty hyped. They're pretty hyped. This is like a concert, right? Like you have what is it called? Is it intermission or intercession? What is it? What's the? I think it's intermission. The concert, like rest for a few minutes, like, and then continue. Okay. So, because I don't want to edit the videos. Because if I stop it, I have to edit it. So, and then put the two footages back together, right? So I don't want to do it. So please bear with me. You can skip to I will put timestamps below, and you can just literally skip to that part of the special guest speaker. Okay. Okay, let's do the special guest speaker. I'm just gonna stabilize my connection first, and then the special guest speaker will come through. I know who this being is. It's kind of like a more of a surprise factor, and that's what the being wants in a sense, or say that's how the. Sorry, the mic. I actually know who that being is, but it's just more of a surprise factor. For is for goodness, okay? It's for positive. It's like you unwrapping a gift, okay? Hello, my friends. I'm speaking from your past, if you might say. I am in the time zone where it is actually happening at the same time as yours. But on this linear sense, you might perceive me from your past. My dear friends, life is your purpose. It is where you would find the seed of liberation. You shall find this seed of liberation anywhere in your everyday life. You have come to Earth to experience the vast emotions of human, just as I do. And there is a lot of suffering here. You witness just as I do. It is not necessary for us to avoid or escape the sufferings, because they are our lessons that we have to learn from. Only then we can grow from within. Compassion, love, trust, faith in the positive ways. These are the ways that I'm here to teach. Be kind to all fellow beings, to your friends, your family, your spouse, anyone. However, it is also true that nothing is permanent. The illusion is in our mind, and this is where we can see through it. When we see beyond the illusion in our mind, that is where we shall find inner peace. Balance is the key. If you go to one extreme, you shall go on forever until you realize that this is not the way. And then you might go to another opposite direction of this extreme. And again, you are on the path onto another extreme. Very soon, you might then also realize that this is not getting me anywhere. And so shall you would start to look within. You would stand, be still. You stop chasing, you stop running. And that's when you would discover that seed of liberation is always in you, in your heart. Love, compassion, balance, dedication, practice, consistency. These are the keys to unlock the seed of liberation and let it grow into a tree. The moment that you find the seed of liberation is not the end. It's just another beginning for us to cultivate, to nurture this seed of liberation with the keys that I just mentioned. It takes time, so do not give up on yourselves. You are here to learn, just as I do. We are all here to learn the lesson of finding oneself. In this journey of life, particularly on earth, we are here to see through the sufferings, go beyond the fire, and realize the light is always there within us. Even the world is in chaos. Be still. Find that peace within yourself. The key is not to liberate others, but to liberate yourself, oneself. When you are liberated, when you liberate yourself, your world changes around you. People start to change as they see the change in you. Be the template. Be peace. Be love. Be compassion. Be kind. The world is in your hand. Peace starts with you. I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful experience on this planet and your forward journey. I'm very, very, very grateful to be able to connect to you all as I see the future of this society, and you are all the hopes of my heart. Hi, I'm Kouki. I'm Kouki. And so I need tissue. Excuse me. So that was Buddha. So that was Gautama Buddha. And I'm not sure if you noticed, but that's who that was, or who that is, because time is not linear. As a matter of fact, he was sitting, because in my mind's eye I saw that he was sitting under a tree in meditation. And since time is not linear, okay, that I'm just giving a little bit of wrap up and explanation here how it actually works. Like, why would that's why he mentioned he was from the past, right? In our current present day, he is actually from the past. But he also mentioned that since time is not linear, but he also understands that you guys would be perceiving him as from the past. The reason is when time, like, imagine, the prism, okay, the prism, when the sunlight goes through the prism, it would burst into rainbow, right? The prism. So basically time, if we can, as an analogy, time is like that. So time, the unity of it, okay, the stillness of it is like the sunlight source, okay? So when it goes through the prism, it becomes like red, blue, yellow, green, right? All this, the rainbow colors. So now see each color, like purple, is one level of the universe, or one plane of how the time would be experienced differently. Okay, basically it's just how each color would represent how time would be experienced differently. Make sense? Like if it's red, there's another experience of time. If it's orange, that is another experience of time. So now say we on Earth, we might be experiencing like green, okay, the time experience of it. Now for another planet, it could be purple. Now why did I mention this? Is because when you go back to the prism, so the origin of all the colors would be white, right? Would be white. So meaning white is all of these colors. Meaning if we see white as the origin of time, meaning all colors exist at the same time in this white color. So similarly, all time, be it any kind of time differences or different experiences of time across dimensions, across planets, if you understand what I was saying, the analogy of it, you go back to the core of it, the origin of it, of time, every single timeline happens at the same time. Okay? So that is why when he was meditating as to because he's from our past, in a linear sense, right? But on a cosmic sense, time is everywhere. Like every single timeline happens at the same time when it comes to the origin of time. Making sense? Okay? So that is why when he's at that stillness, the stillness of it, in Buddhism, stillness is that origin of time. Everything is happening all at once. And so that is why he would be able to tune into here at this timeline, on this timeline, and speak through me as a channel to us, to you all. Alright, so I hope this video finds you well. And if you enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, so we know that you are ready for more of this information and you're enjoying this experience. And so yeah, I thank you for your time. We thank you for your time, patience, love, and support. And we hope to see you in the next one. Okay, bye-bye.